Shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What to do? What to do? Dr. Dandruff is in that building, y'all. And you know how we do things. We turn one into two things. We getting money in a few rings down here. I got a special guest, but wait, you already know what time it is. We got to get into this intro, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Coming from a land where no one gives one fuck. It's the Dr. Dandruff Show with Dr. Dandruff.
So ain't nobody praying for me, I'm on your head.
Because you didn't need no gun to kill nobody. You could have beat your ass up and down the street. You run the songs that you get out.
You cannot go to jail.
This is a podcast about news, relationships, child support, and everything your long nipple baby mama can't fathom. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Dandruff.
Run from them, run.
Hey, what to do? What to do? Dr. Dandruff Show is in the building, man. And I told you we had another. This week it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna bananas, man. I can't even talk. I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all. So without further ado, I got a very funny guy, man. We had met about a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? I think he was around the time of one of my first shows, man. So without further ado, man, we got my boy up in the building, man. We got Mr. Rick Izquieta in the building, y'all.
Yeah. Thank you. What's up over here?
Hey.
Yes, thank you very much for having me, Dr. Dandruff.
Hey, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta try. I was like, man, I gotta reach out.
You know I gotta ask. You know, I know you've probably had many asked before, but I'm very new to your show. I haven't seen you since the last time I met you, probably. So I probably didn't even have a chance to ask you, Dr. Dandruff, why? What's the story behind that?
Well, I mean, I was a comedian first, but a roaster at heart because I like to heckle and talk shit. And you know, where I'm from, there's a sport called roasting where we bagging on each other.
Sure.
So down here in LA, you know, I heard the term like, "Hey, don't mess with that boy. He's gonna get on your head." So I said, "Hey, I'm gonna get on your fucking head." So I call myself Dr. Dandruff, and I made my name just bagging on and getting on people's head.
Yes, you bad itch on
you know
everybody.
What I'm saying?
Like
I'm gonna get on your head, boy, Dandruff style.
God damn!
Like, damn, I can't get him off my head. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. That's good. That has a great story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people probably assume something else, like you had some issue or a problem maybe 10 years ago that you fixed. Or something.
They call me
like
Salsa and Blue and Head and Shoulders and all kinds of shit. I mean, I heard it from Fernando, Fernando and all that, Fernando comedy. You know Fernando, kind of chunky guy.
Oh, the guy who eats a lot. Yeah, that guy. I know Fernando. He eats a lot, man. I don't think I've never seen him eat. I never think I've seen him eat.
That guy's hilarious, man.
Hey, I love Fernando. He's a great guy.
Yeah, shout out my boy Fernando doing his thing down there, man, with his podcast, you know. But
by the way, it's Monday, 12 afternoon, and I'm having a Bud Light. So.
Yeah. Hey, it's light.
Yeah, okay? And it's light. That's what I'm saying. It's Monday.
Man. There's light outside.
Yesterday was Modelo Gold at the Dodger game.
At the Dodger game. Oh, that's when you know you got money at the Dodger game.
I was having a good time. Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. I know, man. I looked at my bank account when I left, and I go, oh, my God, Dodger.
Damn, that's expensive, man. I'm going to tell you a true story. First time going to Dodger Stadium with my boys and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's two couples and then me just being like a fifth wheel, like some swinger shit. And anyhow, you know, we get there and I'm like, hey, don't even trip, man. First round's on me. I go out there, man. I grab 4 beers and shit. They talking about like 92.76. I'm like, oh hell no. I'm like, I only got $100. I'm like, you know what? I'm just buy it some.
Oh shit.
And I'll never raise my hand again. Not never.
Yeah, you're better off sneaking in some gummy bears.
You know what I'm saying? $14 for a tall can. Nah, I'm good. You know, so let's dive into the interview.
Sure.
Mr. Rick.
Thank you.
Where are you originally from? Because you got the name.
Yeah.
Izquieta.
Yeah.
Is that
from the left? No, I'm not from the left in Spanish.
Okay. They call you can't get right.
Izquieta is originally from Spain, I discovered. But my family's from Ecuador. Both parents, mom and dad, are from Ecuador, Guayaquil, Ecuador, and my grandparents all from Guayaquil, Ecuador.
Nice. That's so hey, we got some foreign in here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, Dandruff gets around, man. He's trying to get some, you know what I'm saying? So, and not only that, you're funny as shit. So.
Oh, thanks, man.
So I mean, Ecuadorian. I mean, were you born out there or?
No, that's the crazy part. I made it here. I was in my mom's vagina, and they popped out here in the States.
Well, thank God.
I was just coming out. Yeah.
Thank God for that.
And just safe. You know, like I was like, but I was born here in LA. near downtown Los Angeles at the Good Samaritan.
Mhm.
The Good Samaritan, and on Union and Wilshire, I believe it is. And then grew up in Eagle Rock, Mount Washington as a kid.
Right.
And then Glendale, lived in Glendale a little bit, and then Eagle Rock again. And
So you damn near Armenian. Damn near.
yeah, damn near. But I would say the funny thing is when I grew up in Mount Washington, I had a black family live next door to me.
Right.
You know, and that's where I say I'm kind of black because I spent 15, 14 years with a black family next door to me, and I was always at their house, you know.
So you got the best of both worlds. You got the gumbo and the okra and all that good shit, neck bones and shit to eat.
And I was in Glendale before a lot of the Armenians came. I'm kind of aging myself there, but I don't care. But because this is historical. This is shit you know, it's historical.
They gotta hear it.
I was in Glendale and there was a lot of white people. Like you remember the movie The Outsiders?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember how there were the greasers?
That's with Pony Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember there were the greasers and the socias? You know, and the socias were like, you know, in Glendale,
that's how
there were still people known as the socias.
Oh,
and
shit.
this was the 80s. You know, there's still people known as the socias. And so they were white, they had money. And you know, you were just kind of like, there was no more greasers.
Don't say shit to them.
You were no more greasers, but you were the immigrant. You know, you were like the immigrant, and this is the Latino or the black or the Asian or the Armenian.
You were just an immigrant.
And that's when I was going to Glendale High, when it was a lot of socias, still white people, and the Armenians were just part of the immigrant, you know, category as of the rest of us, as stand in line. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And we were quiet. We didn't have the voices you guys have today. You know, like free us, free. No, we were just like, shut the fuck up before they fucking come over here.
We're really gonna have to do
and
some
start shit with these white people. Are gonna the police. They know the police and everything. You know,
so we're gonna lose.
That was the attitude you had, and the Armenians. I watched them grow. I saw them at a point where they were just a seed in Glendale.
And now they've blossomed.
They've grown all over the buildings, everywhere, man. The fucking Armenians.
I'm glad they did though, because the women are beautiful, man. I mean, on some real shit, you know, like aren't the Kardashians like fucking Armenian and shit?
Yes, I think they are. I think they're part Armenian, and
that's a family that got pussy to go around. You know what I'm saying? Even the dad got pussy now. So y'all stay tuned, man. The whole family got pussy now.
Yeah, they just gotta. This goes for the men and women. They have a big time hair problem. Like they produce too much hair, so you get clogging.
Yeah, their drains are fucked.
They're fucked, and so the women too. They like gotta go to the salons like twice a week.
Damn.
You know, to manage that hair that comes out.
That's crazy, huh?
And so would you want that or get yourself a güera? You know, una güera que no le sale.
Yeah, but I mean, white people, I mean, not to be a dick, but I mean, white girls smell when they're wet. You know what I'm saying? Like they got they got a distinctive smell, and then they get sunspots. I'm dandruff. I say what the fuck? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being real. I mean, I've dated from black to white to brown to you know what I'm saying, to yellow. Like I mean, you know, like my ex bitch couldn't even drive because she was so yellow.
Yeah,
like I mean, you know, she's one stage away from a computer hacker.
What was the experience that stands out with the black relationships, the girls that you dated?
Yeah,
that were
well,
black?
I mean, my baby mother is black. Yeah, my baby mother's black, so I know pretty much. You know, like I mean, Mexican girls like store shit up when they get mad.
Yeah,
like you know, oh, what's wrong, baby? Oh, nothing. You know, I mean, black girls, they'll let you know when they're mad.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, motherfucker, we gonna finish this today.
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna finish this right now. You ain't going nowhere. Like, and then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's where I ran from that. When I mean, dated.
They're beautiful, but they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, she was crazy. I can't speak for her because there'd be some black girls watching. It's like, that was your bitch crazy and shit. You couldn't control her. You know, I get it, mama. No, I mean, maybe it wasn't.
They were fun. They were fun.
They were fun. While
a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the girls I dated. But
okay, well, okay. Let's get into some story. We got some story time or what?
Oh, okay.
Okay. What's the difference in races between you and in your perspective, since you hit me with the with the white and the black?
The difference in races
or Mexican and well,
how
many different races first? Have you had white? Have you had
girls?
Yeah, girls. Like, yeah, what's the difference in girls? Yeah.
I've dated black, white, Latina.
So you know the whole get down. What's the difference between them?
The difference between them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you kind of hit it with the the Latina holding it in and then then wanting to blow up on you afterwards. And then the black girl they wouldn't hold anything. Yep. And they would just be like, no, we're gonna take care of this now. And it's like, not here, not now. You know, we're in the restaurant. Yeah, come on, please. No, go down now. And you're like, okay, this is not a good idea then. You know,
Yeah, you didn't have to wait when you cheated.
You're
You
like,
didn't have to wait.
this ain't gonna work out. You know, this ain't gonna work out.
What about the Caucasians?
You know, that was when I was younger. I'll be honest with you. On the Caucasian side, I was on a low number.
Mhm.
For some reason, me and the Caucasian, the white girls didn't mesh much.
Yeah,
But there was,
even though they're sympathetic, like, you know, say, yeah, you cheated, but yeah, maybe we can get through this. You do have an addiction to sex. I get that.
yeah, maybe we need therapy.
A little more
sweetheart.
timid.
Yeah. You know, well, therapy will take care of this. You know what? You're
You can
right,
tell a
man.
white girl
That's
it
right.
wasn't me, and she'd believe it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I seen you. I see, babe. How many other people have the same shirts?
Yeah.
I told you it wasn't me.
okay.
Well, you know what? Maybe you're right, honey. I'm overreacting.
Yeah. Well, you sound like my dad now. My dad was married 8 times.
Holy shit, 8 times.
8 times, and he had a girlfriend like during maybe two girlfriends
Well, yeah,
during
I
every
mean,
marriage.
you don't know who your wife is. I mean, your wife don't know who you are until she meets your girlfriend. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, but my dad did it. My dad did it more like a show, like an entertainer. He didn't hide anything.
Oh yeah,
he
that's good.
bragged it.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
it was
other
up to
guys-
them. It was up to them if they wanted it.
Other guys work like an assassin,
Yeah, they hiding everything. Like, shh, shh, shh.
like alone. I don't know, and then they duck out of fences like that. You know?
And then when they even call when they call people on the phone, they even have their fucking their
Hey, baby, what's up?
Oh yeah,
they got
oh,
their little
yeah,
disguise
yeah,
going.
yeah,
They had to have their disguise going. Like,
You know-
it wasn't me, babe. That wasn't my voice.
You know, one of the interesting things I get a lot is I get to work with these veteran comedians that,
Mhm.
that are old, and they have so many stories. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And so I sit there and just pick at their head and go, hey, dude, what's up? So this is one famous comedian guy. I don't want to name any names, to be honest.
Drop
with you.
his name.
I don't want
We'll
to name
shout him
any
out.
names.
We'll shout him out.
But there's this one comedian guy. And, you know, I'll give a hint about him. He has this big thing that he says that you can't be friends with women. Okay, that's his thing. Can't be friends with
It's
women
registering.
because you know, friends with women because you know what you're thinking. To me,
Temptation.
I have a lot of women friends. I
Mhm.
actually have a lot of women friends, and sure, I look at them. I go, yeah, you're hot. I'm sure that, but I can separate that
Right.
lust, that wanting,
That temptation.
that
yeah,
temptation. I
yeah.
can separate that. So I don't believe in that. I honestly
Mhm.
don't. And so I asked this guy, because I worked with this one guy. I asked him, I go, hey man, you know, he says this whole thing about friends with, you know, women. You know, what's the take on that? Like, what is it? What's the true story? And he goes, back in the day, before he was married to who he is today. So this doesn't go for him today, but back in the day,
Okay.
before, he had an assistant that held many phones for him,
Oh shit.
many different phones that connected with many different people.
So the James Bond. He had his own secret
that
agent.
existed. That whole thing that you were saying, like, oh, got to dip. Hello, baby.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I did.
That whole thing like existed in a different type of.
That's too much
way.
work. That
Totally.
guy's
That's what-
secret agent, man.
That's what I would think too. Too much fucking work. Why would I put
Like,
myself
fuck
in that?
Like, bitch, you want to fucking not? I got
Yeah.
a girlfriend too.
Yeah,
She'll join.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of work, but that's a bad motherfucker if you think about it. He's like, hey man, leave the other phone in the bathroom. Oh, it's under the toilet. It's under the toilet. Okay, yeah. It's under the fucking. It's in the toilet bowl lid. Like, come on, dude. That's
Yeah.
too much shit.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous. I mean, are you married?
You know, we're not married, but we're like married.
Oh, but you have.
We
you have.
we haven't gone
girlfriend.
through the legal, but we're domestic partners. We have us down legally as domestic partners. We have 2 kids.
Oh,
We've
you're
been
damn near
together.
married.
Yeah, we've been together 12 years.
That's
You
a
know,
beautiful
it's
thing.
it's a, you know what? The more I look at it, is not a beautiful thing. It becomes more and more like a beautiful thing.
There you go.
Like look at it, it's growing, and one day it'll get more beautiful, more beautiful. You know, just stop looking at it like a beautiful thing. You know, it eventually gets beautiful. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and
That's
that's the
good.
route we both take. The funny thing is, we both look at it like that. We don't both look at it as like, oh, we're in love and forever together. It's
You
like
look
we
at
both
for
look-
what it is.
Yeah, it's a partnership. Yeah,
Right.
high five, baby. You're bad. Come
That's
here, give me a
right.
hug. I
That's
love you.
right.
You know, and she is bad. She is cool. She's great.
That's what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing, you know, to have a partner like that, because you know some women are bitter, some women take
Sure.
past relationships into their present relationship, and it fucks up everything. So
Yeah.
as long as you guys both love each other, I mean, love yourselves first, And I mean, that's all that matters, you know.
Are we
So
getting into relationships now?
we're gonna,
Therapy?
we might, hey, this
We
might be the relationship segment
Because
of the Dandruff Show.
Because I know I read some books and when it comes, and I've been through a lot of relationships in the past many decades, right?
Yeah.
You know, since I was a teen and then got getting dumped on by a chick, getting cheated on many times, you know?
Ouch.
And so I just learned that it's not about falling in love. It's not about true love. Because that shit is all a fucking fantasy, to be honest with you. It's Cinderella, Snow White, it's fucking Moana.
Beauty and the Beast
let
bullshit.
that fucking shit go.
Yeah.
Because a good relationship is work from the both sides. Is work from the men, work from the women, and everybody expects the fucking guy on the horse.
Yeah,
you know, come on, you're not gonna get that, and you have to realize that. I mean, that's why I think my lady's great, because she realized the shit she
thinks
got
the same
stuck
thing.
with.
Like, this ain't no fairy tale, motherfucker. There ain't no Brady Bunch.
Exactly. She's like, I gotta deal with this fucking TV dinner. You know? That's what I got. That's the look I get. You know,
spent all our money at Dodger Stadium. Now we got fucking hot pockets. Like, this is bullshit.
Exactly. It's so and we laugh, and then the end of the day we laugh about it because it's all about life. And we get up the next day and we hustle and we fight, we work our asses off, and then we run into each other at night again. How was your day? Your day was good. My day was good.
We don't cuddle like we used to. None of that shit.
Just all of a sudden,
yeah. You see people like on memes and shit hugging each other. Oh man, what I miss. Real people don't fucking sleep like that. It's fucking hot at night. Bitch, get off me after I nut. I'm good. Like, you know, I roll this way, she rolls that way, and we're out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I used to be the guy that wanted to always like, you know,
spoon and shit.
Spoon and cut. I had this thing where I would like sleep with my hand on her ass. Like,
yeah.
And every now and then, like I would squeeze it.
Yeah, that's assurance.
And that would put me to sleep. Like,
yeah, hey, that's like me. Holy fuck. Same shit. That's assurance. That's like our security blanket.
Oh, yeah. Which is so sad. Which is so fucking sad.
That's mama issues.
An ass. A piece of ass. I gotta be, because when that ass wasn't there, you just go crazy.
Like, oh, fuck. Then you just grab your nuts. Like,
This guy gets all the attention. Then, right?
This guy gets all the attention.
This helps me sleep.
Well, my dick hates my left hand, though. To tell you the truth. My dick, like, here we go again. So man, we got the relationship segment out of the way, but let's dive into your comedy. Like, when did you know you wanted to start doing like comedy, stand-up comedy? Because like, who were your influences, like, or were you influenced by anybody? What sparked the flame in your ass, pretty much? Like,
you know, I would say a lot of I was a kid in the 80s, a lot of Eddie Murphy, a lot of Richard Pryor, a lot of George Carlin, you know, a lot of that stuff.
Funny guys.
You know, like the time when, you know, comedy was, you know, Robin Williams too. It's just a lot of fun. And I was a teenager and I was watching it and I said, like, I know I can do this. And plus there was a lot of funny in my family. My dad and my older brother, funniest guys in the world. They make me laugh so much. And my dad doesn't give a shit. He just, you know,
he's like, this is what you get.
Yeah. And like again, like people would say, oh, the other woman, Enrique, the other woman, and he'd be like, yeah, he literally like doing that. and then like
villain role.
And then my stepmother, number like 7, would be sitting right next to him going, he's that character he is. You know?
That's how he had all the women.
And then he was like, yeah, I gotta go now. All right, Jim, later. And then
damn.
And then he would ask me, my dad would ask me, you know, you did this, Dad. And if you watch this, I would hope you did. He would ask me to go upstairs. Sometimes he would go, Mijo, come here, Mijo. I was 14, 15. He said, Mijo, go upstairs, go to my room, here's the duffel bag. And he said, get me new underwear, new undershirt, new socks, new everything under, and then just put it in there. And if anybody asks you anything, just get it for my dad, you know?
Right.
Then I just, you know, getting the clothes. Meanwhile, my stepmother's like over there in the bathroom, like, what are you doing? Again, my dad wanted me to get a shirt and stuff for him, you know, like I wouldn't get specific.
Yeah. I'm just helping him put some extra things.
Oh, okay. And then that was my dad's, like, you know, clean after he would go with another.
Yeah,
woman,
he's like, oh, I gotta get all this pussy juice off me.
He would have a fucking uniform.
Damn. He had the
uniform.
Secret agent, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You were the phone holder this time?
Today we have Instagram. We have Instagram.
Oh, he's going crazy right now. He's going crazy.
We have TikTok. We have all these fucking people that are gonna rat you out. It ain't worth it.
You can't hide shit,
man. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, you can't hide shit.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. I go to my room and just jerk off.
Leave it in a hard sock, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'll dream it. I'm like, oh, what if all of a sudden this happened? You know, just like, go deep into that.
What
fantasy.
if your stepmoms come in like, hey, your dad, you did it again.
Oh my
And you're like, you know,
God.
come, Karen, come in here.
No,
Karen, I got you.
honestly, if that ever happened, us kids would
I'm pretty
go
sure
like,
he wouldn't get fucked.
us kids would react like, really? You didn't fucking see it? You didn't see the red
you
flags? You didn't see the red flags? The kids would call the stepmoms out. You didn't see the fucking red flags? All the pictures of the
Open
women
your
before?
fucking eyes, Kate.
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of here because
You know-
another one's
You know
coming
what? You
soon.
fucked my nut up. Get the fuck out of here. You know, you're gonna finish me now, bitch.
That's the way I grew up watching that. My dad
Right.
go from one woman to another.
Damn. So that's your dad's the one that sparked the flame to where you're like, you know what? He's funny as fuck too, and then I love comedy.
That's why I didn't get serious with relationships until I was 40.
That's good because you got all your whole
Later,
ways out the way.
I got everything out of the
Yeah.
way. Even got married, and did that out of the way one
Yeah.
time.
You're like, never again.
Yeah, that's the thing is we talk about. But
You're like,
comedy-
we're still married. It's cheaper to keep her, but not married.
But comedy wise, I wanted to do it in my 20s, and I attempted it at the Comedy Store one time.
Your first gig was at the Comedy Store.
Like 90 in 95,
Oh,
94.
that's a
around
rough
there,
venue.
Okay. And the guy who was hosting was one of the crazy guys from Howard Stern's List.
Mm.
He was Larry Green. No, not Larry Green. He was Melrose Larry Green. That's
Okay.
what he was known for because he was standing on
On
Melrose,
Melrose with sign.
holding a crazy sign. And so he was a sick idiot, right?
Right.
And so this guy, for some reason, was hosting at the Comedy Store. I don't know why. And it was open mic, and I signed up, and I was all nervous, and I went up, and I bombed. I tried to do like a Jack Nicholson impersonation that went so bad.
Oh fuck.
Oh, you know what? 3 minutes is like, what the fuck are you thinking? All so bad. But it was my first attempt.
Right.
My first attempt to stand up. And then Larry Green came up and said, "What the fuck was that?" And when I heard Melrose Green say that, I said, "I'm never coming back here showing my face." There, it totally felt like that. Never coming back here showing my face after that. And this was like 94, 95. And I dug the comedy dream deep. None of my friends knew I did that. Like, this is a story I tell today
Right.
because I'm in comedy now and I'm doing well. But
And it hurt your feelings
it
so
hurt,
bad.
Oh, it hurt
Yeah.
so bad. Didn't come back for another 15 years.
Damn, that bad.
I lived life, and then 2009, I turned 40. 2009, I turned 40, and I said, this is something I always wanted to do.
Mhm.
I was in real estate. Real estate market crashed, and I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of businesses. I lost a lot. I was down and out. Down and out. I was actually living by this bar in downtown LA called the Down and Out Bar. Yeah. And I
If
would
you're
go
feeling down and out, come to the Down and Out bar.
and I would go
Drinks
there.
on me.
I would go there and I would just drink. Like
Oblivion.
a fucking loser. I lost everything, but I would think to myself what I wanted was to
Right.
do stand-up comedy. So just jump at it and just go at it and do, which the guy we spoke about before with all the phones for all the
The secret agent.
he
man.
also has a thing that he says just jump at it, which
Yeah, just
I
do it.
respect,
Just do
totally
it, yeah.
respect. And just jump, and there I went. I tried my first, I would say my second attempt 15 years later. I went up at an open mic and I did 5 minutes and it went really good. And then somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, how long have you done comedy?" And I said,
You're like 15 years.
I should have.
You should have rounded it or just
I
like
should
put it in the
have.
middle.
At
Huh?
least
8
I should have
years.
said 10. I
Yeah.
should have right then and there. I honestly felt like I should. Like, I look back at that moment, but I said that was my first time.
Yeah.
Because it kind of was. It was
Well,
my
yeah,
second
it's your
time, but
first
it was my
time.
first time.
Yeah.
I go, that was my first time, and they had a surprised look on their
Like, get the
face.
fuck out of here.
And they said, "No, it wasn't." I said, "Yeah, it was." And they said, "Keep doing it." And I skipped all the way to my car. I was so
Yeah.
happy. And
See,
then-
not to cut you off. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's about. It ain't about how you fall, it's how you get up.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people, hey, if you got dreams, go for your fucking dreams. I don't give a fuck what you are. You could be the best tax collector, the big bill collector, whatever you are, but do what you do and love what you do.
Yeah.
My boy, he said just jump. He went in and he gave it another shot, and
Yeah.
and just a little assurance tell people, hey, good fucking job. When it's a good job,
Absolute- Yeah.
tell
yeah,
people
yeah.
because at the end of the day, look at what that little advice gave to him, that little, what I'm saying, that assurance to him.
Absolutely.
Hey man, good
yeah.
job, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And and he's a vet in the comedy game right now, man. I gotta applaud that.
Oh,
On
thank
some
you,
real shit.
man.
I gotta
Thank you.
applaud that, dog.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I see you in the back. I see you in the back.
Nah, but go ahead. So yeah, so
Yeah.
they tell you keep going.
Yeah, so they and I kept going. I actually, since I quit real estate, no, I had a job still in real estate. Now, after being an independent contractor in real estate, being a loan agent, that was what I did for many years. After doing that, I quit that, and because everybody was going downhill, I was like, why am I going to get anybody a loan?
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to. They ain't gonna pay this motherfucker back.
Nothing's gonna happen. And a lot of my guys that stayed in the business, they went through a downtime, which was bad. But then it got busy again. But I ended up getting a job at a foreclosed department. Like, so I would foreclose properties now all over the country, and I was in charge of giving people money to get out of the house.
Oh, okay. Oh, to foreclose. Yeah, to get about the house. Yeah. Okay.
And so I was out there doing all that stuff for.
So you're the bearer of bad news, pretty much.
But I started comedy. But but that job let me start comedy because I would do that during the day because before I had to work loans and that was my business. But I quit that and I got a job.
Okay, so you're working for somebody else, and then you're like, okay, I'm off now. I got to go do my thing.
And then at night, it's just comedy.
Open mics,
clubs, hanging out at clubs, just getting to know everybody, blah, blah, blah,
networking,
over and over. Everything when you see a lot of the new comedians doing today, hanging out. I mean, I was just doing that. I would schedule myself. I said, I'm going to treat this like a business. If I'm going to go after this, I'm going to treat it like a business. So I schedule myself Monday through Friday open mics. I said, you got to go to this open mic, you got to go to that. I was writing jokes. I was living in downtown LA in a one bedroom, a single, but on the 6th floor on 6th Street. And I was writing jokes and putting them on little notes, sticky notes, and putting them on the wall, sticky notes, and putting them everywhere, putting them on dressers, putting them in the microwave, let's getting inundated. I got rid of my televisions. I got rid of all my televisions.
Dedication.
The whole LeBron James Miami, I didn't watch any of that shit. Because I went through 4 years of not watching sports because I'm inundated in sports today. Like I know everything, but there was a 4-year gap that I quit watching sports. I said, those guys don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about them right now.
Right.
I give a fuck about me. And that's what I had to do. I was going through this and I was just giving a fuck about me and my comedy. And
your dedication. You give it 100.
Every day. The craft, not the technology, not the flyers, not the promoting as much, but it was the craft I had to get good at first. And I thought I was great at one point. I got a Stars TV deal after 3 years in comedy. Stars TV deal.
Nice.
Maybe a little too soon, I would say. Maybe a little too soon because and whenever I watch that, I feel it's so rookie. It was rookie me. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
Then after I got that, I thought I was pretty.
What was it, like a TV show or was it like a special?
Just a special. It was a comedy special.
Just a special on Stars? That was huge.
It was huge. And I was with some big names there. And while I was in there getting ready, one of the big names came in. I don't know if it was such a big name, but one of the big names, I don't know if it's such a big name, stood right behind me and said, really, this guy? And then I looked at everybody like, because I was new. And then I was like, oh shit, like what's gonna go happen?
Oh, that
guy was put as a substitute. Like if one of us didn't show up, then they would get one of the substitutes.
Oh, he was just a fucking hater then, because he didn't make the damn show. Probably.
It pointed me out, and then I just was like,
this fucking guy. Who the fuck are you?
I was going through such a nervous situation, dude, and then being on TV and all that. So anyway,
did you feel like you were gonna bomb? Like, how did that feel? Like, I'm saying, you got your special now.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, I'm saying? You got 15 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever you got, you're going to be on Stars. That's huge.
I'll be honest with you. I was a different comedian then. I was so new. I would not do what I did then. I don't remember if I was nervous. I'm always nervous. Nervous is good because nervous, what it does for me is it fuels up angst. It fuels up, like, put me there. Like
Yeah,
I want to put me there.
I want to get off the stage. I want to go up nervous, but then I want to get off like, yeah,
Yeah.
motherfucker, I overcame that. I
Well,
did that.
well, before, while I take nerves and I say it as, okay, put me there. Like you
Yeah, test me.
I tell my own body's telling me you're nervous. I'm like, okay, put me there.
Yeah,
And I'll show you.
test me. Yeah.
Body. Oh, Mr. Heart, but beating so fast.
All right. You're bad, Heart.
You're bad, okay,
fuck.
Put me on the stage and we'll see what happens, Mr. Heart. Like I go through like these like psychopath type of things,
right,
you know, backstage, which makes you kind of funnier in a way.
That's fucking
you know what I mean? And so when you go out there, you're like, coo,
like, this one's crazy.
Yeah, you're already crazy because you were talking to yourself like backstage, kind of hyping yourself up.
That's probably why the guy's like, this fucking guy, you're back. He seen you like, well, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, okay, motherfucker, I got you. Watch, they put me on stage.
Yeah. But it wasn't until I got under a mentor that I got a lot better at my writing skills.
And the mentor is like just somebody you're kicking it with, or actual like somebody that was giving you the ropes.
Somebody I was working with.
Somebody
I was working with, giving ropes. He was giving me the opportunities. Willie Barcena, a great funny comedian.
Yeah. Shout out Willie.
He was teaching me a lot, and a lot of people hate him.
With the studio, right? With the studio?
Yeah.
Okay.
What studio?
Well, you said the podcast studio, something like that. He has one.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's Felipe Esparza has.
Oh, he's with All Things Comedy.
Yeah, he's doing his. But no, I don't know if Willie has a podcast studio, but he was great in bringing me on board with him, and then teaching me a lot by just letting me watch him.
Right.
Because then he would say, "Hey, dude, I need to sit down with you and do this and do that." And the truth is, and this is my suggestion to every comedian out there, is just be yourself.
Right.
You know, because the last thing, if I take you on the road and you watch me over and over and over and over again,
it's gonna dawn on you.
And then I teach you over and over and over again, guess who you're gonna be? You're gonna be a lot like me.
Yeah.
And that you don't want that. You want to be you.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I appreciated that from him, I didn't want to be him. And I felt like, as I was doing my shows, I felt like I kind of had a little bit of him in me at times. And then I was watching videos and listening to my audios. And that's where I came to the conclusions. I got to let go of this opportunity.
Right.
And then I ended up saying, you know, I can't work with you anymore because I got to just move on.
Yeah. You don't want to turn into a Carlos Mencia. You know what I'm saying?
You know, yeah.
A joke jacker.
Yeah. I you know, the funny thing about Carlos is I met him once, and I met him at Willie's house. Right. And Carlos just kind of opened up his heart right there with two new comedians that were there. I don't remember their names. And Richard Villa was there too. So Richard Villa, me, Willie, and Carlos. And Carlos opened his heart. And before that, I used to think Carlos was, you know, mentira, you know, Carlos Menchita, you know, like what Joe Rogan was calling him out. And I was like, oh, this guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's known for jacking jokes. So.
Yeah, but then we sat down and we had this conversation, and I couldn't help but like understand what he was saying, you know, and kind of looking at him in a different light. I'm just meeting him for the first time, by the way. You know? Right. And the two newer comedians were there, you know, I was like going through hey, I think I'm a veteran now. I don't know. You know, like stage, because they were treating me like a veteran. They're like, all the veteran guys.
They are, then you are.
Yeah, they're treating me like a veteran with respect and cool. And I was like, wow, this you know, I'm going through, we all go through our own personal thing, right? And so there were these two new comedians, like, oh, and then this Carlos, and then that Carlos, and then tell me about this Carlos, and tell me about that Carlos, right? Oh, I really want to know about this. And then I was like, fuck, you know, watching a tennis match, like that's how I was. And then I was listening to his response.
Comedic fucking politics and shit.
Like, I was like a juror. I felt like I was a juror.
Yeah.
And I was listening to his response, and I was like, well, that makes sense. Like he kept making sense. And he was convincing me more and more.
Oh, that guy's a good fucking convincer.
Exactly. Either he's a really good fucking actor, liar, or whatever. Or he convinced me that, hey, you know what? He has an argument behind all that.
Okay. So maybe I'm wrong. I mean, shit.
You know, and I don't want to get into detail.
Right.
You know, what it was.
It's not his story. Fuck him.
Exactly. But I sat with him one night. I haven't sat with him again. I sat with him one night, and he spilled the beans out. He opened his heart out.
Oh shit.
And I was there to witness it. in the end, my conclusion was the dude's not a bad guy.
You are not the father.
And for that, I'm stepping out.
Hey, as long as he's not a bad guy, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
Not, just because he
You
jack jokes doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It just means he's a bad comedian. That's all. Yeah, Dandruff said it, motherfucker. He had nothing to do with it. I did.
You know, there a lot of animosity begins to happen in the business as well. You know, it's a lot of cliques, a lot of unfortunate situations that happen. I mean, I'm sure there's people pissed off at me and I don't even fucking know it, to be honest with you. You know, it's like, you took me off the stage 1 minute too soon. It's like, and then I was like, when?
Crying about that shit.
When was that? I don't know. And so, you know, a lot of animosity happens per individual, and that this fucking world is just fucking crazy that continues. And it continues in the comedy scene too. And the one thing we got to do is just kind of be understanding with each other, respect each other.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
And then just and this is another thing. I've headlined and brought a comedian to feature for me that has done comedy way longer than me. Okay.
Did he say anything? Did he feel a type of way like, motherfucker, this is this?
No, but and they're really close friends of mine. But at the same time, I always tell them I respect the years of doing something over me accomplishing anything over anybody. So I still respect that you've done this longer. So do you want me to fucking drive and pay for gas? Do you want, like, I'm that guy.
Okay. Yeah, you're reasonable.
Yeah, I'm reasonable as to understanding that you've been doing this.
Yeah, respecting respecting the vets.
Yeah, respecting the vet. Always respecting the vets.
Because you're gonna get that in return.
Because no matter how great I'm doing, no matter how great I'm doing,
right?
And
they have seniority over you. So
and there's kind of like you get the new comedians that are doing really great, and there's this one guy I booked on a show. I said, hey, come do a show. Boom, boom, boom. You know, and I'm professional. You know, that's just my thing. I'm professional. Dude doesn't show up.
Oh shit.
Dude doesn't show up, and then somebody on the show goes. Somebody on the show starts scrolling on their phone. They go, look, there he is. He's on another show in another city, and here in the same.
He booked another show
in the same city. So he's doing another show.
That's a slap in the face.
And then I was like, okay, so I should get a call, maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes.
No.
I'm not going to make it to the show, you know.
Damn.
And till this day, I haven't heard from the guy. Okay. Fast forward to like this weekend, I was hanging out at one of the clubs.
Oh shit.
Hanging out at one of the clubs.
Oh, hello, buddy.
And there I am talking to another comedian, talking to another great comedian, good person. And a good person asking me honest things, like he's getting screwed over on something, and what do I do? I say, hey, you gotta understand, you can't hang out with certain people. You can't hang out with certain people. You gotta move on.
True.
There's a lot of evil out there. It's gonna step all over you. Just move on. And that the comedian I'm talking about that didn't show up shows up and shakes his hand. And so I'm sitting there, and he's doing the whole. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Then I'm just sitting there watching him.
I'm next.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you motherfucker. Hey, what's up with the and then I'm just like watching, and then just nothing. Still talking to the guy, guy, and I'm just whoa. Here, I guess
so he already acknowledged you. Oh shit, I gotta do this. I gotta overcompensate for this motherfucker right here. Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there watching, and then the guy turns to me and sees me, and then he goes, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And I go, "Oh,
what's
yeah?" And then I go, "Exactly." I go, "Oh, it's you." Like, "Oh, what's up?" And then I just go, "Whoa, I didn't think I was gonna get a hello, bro, for a while there. That's cool. Okay, you get and he walks away.
What?
He goes,
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he walks. I didn't even say. I just said,
you wouldn't even tripping. You just being sarcastic.
I didn't know if I was gonna get a hello or anything. And he did like, he walks away. And then the funny thing is with the other comedian, we were just talking about toxic people, people you shouldn't hang out with.
And he comes out of nowhere.
And no matter what their status is. No matter what their status is, be very cautious of people out there can be really, really big dicks, and we were just talking about that. And and then when he left, I go, what a great example. what a fucking because I told him, I was telling him the story of the comedian that that didn't call me when I booked him on the show,
Mhm.
and he didn't tell me and never told me. And that show was like maybe 6 months ago. I don't know, 8 months ago, already. So fresh still,
Damn. And here, and lo and behold, this is what comes out.
It's like, I'm too fucking cool for you.
He's like,
and it's
I don't want to hear it. I'm out of here.
And it's like that. Look, and sure, they're getting a lot of views. Sure, they're getting a lot of bookings.
Yeah,
a lot of
dicks.
bookings too. A lot of bookings. They're getting it. But
at least call and say something.
That whole behavior catches up to somebody. I know. And the dude's young, 20s.
Yeah,
20s, and so it catches up to you, and I feel bad, that eventually could catch up to him.
Let him learn. Shit.
When could it be like at Bobby Brown's stage when it caught up to him?
Don't be cruel now.
It could be at that stage, but I don't know. But
this is good.
But to all the young comedians out there, just be cautious of the assholes.
Real talk.
And I'm not an asshole, but my book is full.
Hey, that's a real shit. That's a real shit. Yeah, we got it. We got another. Let's do it. We're gonna take a little quick break, right quick. Here's the little segment that we got. It's a new segment, actually. We're going back in history, y'all. This is a new segment I got on the Dandruff Show. This is on this day back in history. Let's do it.
All right, we watch it. I like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the segment of the Not So Happy Murder on This Day.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Nice.
So what happened on this day? History, yo. History lesson. I got my boy Rick here. So April 3rd, back in the day, we got Jesse James was murdered.
Yeah, I have this on my calendar.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, it's on the calendar. One of America's most famous criminals, Jesse James, is shot to death.
I'm supposed to go to his graveyard today.
Yeah, you got to get the flowers. You got to get the flowers. You know what I'm saying? Fellow gang member Bob Ford, too.
I leave him a little Coke.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Can we sniff a line on his tombstone?
Yeah, so back in the day, back in history,
you think they had Coke back then?
Fuck yeah, they had Coke.
You think
What
they had
robbing
Coke?
banks? What are we robbing banks for? Money? No,
Yeah.
for cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is what it is, y'all. Back in history, Jesse James had died today, April 3rd, 1882. The motherfucker was murked. Him, his fellow gang member, Bob Ford, got caught slipping.
How old was
you know
he?
what I'm saying? Shit. I don't know.
man.
Shit. See, now you're getting into detail.
Sorry.
1870s, the James gang robbed only a couple banks a year. That's all they did. They did a couple banks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we need some more money. We'll go. And then during one such robbery, the gang declined, for some Southerners and shit. And next thing you know, the train robberies ended up getting foul. And Jesse and Frank James, you know what I'm saying? They gone. And
Right.
Bob Ford was out.
Right.
So murders on this day. This is what happened. The not so happy segment.
Jesse
y'all.
James, yeah.
Jesse James died today. April 3rd. So 1882.
Wow.
I'll let your boy. We up.
That's pretty spooky.
Oh, yeah.
That concludes this
Do you-
episode of Not So Happy.
Do you do that on every show? Like what happened on that day? Maybe.
This is the first time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Just to give the people some history, and you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much
I
it.
bring it up because this is the day you're getting murdered, Rick.
Yeah.
In this quiet apartment.
Intergalactic planetary.
Who are you again? No.
Yeah. Hey, lock the door, Benjamin. He's ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. So
Dude,
let's
you know
get
what?
into it.
I've been in worse situations like that, by the way, that I didn't know the people, and maybe I felt like I was gonna get murdered.
No, don't do that.
And no, I no, not like one-on-one, like with like people. Maybe I shouldn't be here.
Oh yeah, that usually happens to me when I sniff a lot of coke too. I'm like,
I don't sniff a lot.
I'm fucking with you. The only time I'm paranoid, like, damn, what are these fools setting me up? This is crazy. Nah, fuck all that. But so what do you got next? Let's talk venues. You got
Sure.
any shows coming up?
Yeah. I'm actually at the Ontario Improv. I think the 13th, April 13th, which is a Thursday. And I'm opening for Bruce Jingles there.
Nice,
I believe.
nice.
Bruce has invited me to do a show. I just headlined Ontario Improv Wednesday, March 29th, and that went awesome.
Beautiful.
I had over 250 people there. Thank you. Big shout out. I have to give big shout out to some people in Ontario. Jesse, Juanita, Jerry. This wonderful mother and daughter that I met on the cruise ships, but I can't remember their names. You guys, so sweet. They were wonderful people. But they just kind of at the exit. It was one of those moments that all of a sudden I had all these people leaving, like, hey, I seen you. Hey, I seen you. And all from and these fans just came, and so that was awesome.
Yeah, it was divine intervention pretty much.
And then all the comedians that did great there. That was awesome. So I'll be back in Ontario Improv with Bruce Jingles on April 13th.
April 13th, y'all gonna see him.
And then I'm doing
Ontario Improv, y'all.
I'm doing the cruise ship again, and then I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Why you don't say? Way down yonder.
Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Looney Bin, April 26th through April 29th. So if this happens to go out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, if Dr. Dandruff has...
I think Dr. Dandruff might show up.
If Dr. Dandruff has fans in Tulsa, Oklahoma, please come out to the show.
Hey.
And then I'm doing another cruise ship, and then I do the Looney Bin.
Looney Bin
in Wichita, Kansas, May 18th through the 20th in Wichita, Kansas. And then I do Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, shit.
From the 24th, May 24th to the 27th. So please come out. Those 3 places, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, and Little Rock, Arkansas. My first time in the Midwest.
Beautiful, beautiful. Congrats, my boy.
So moving closer and closer to the East Coast, and then
he's trying to get to West Virginia, y'all. I get it.
And then Jesus, I think that's what right before I hit West Virginia is where I think I do the U-turn.
You don't say.
Hey, but I've been on a lot of ships with people from Florida and West Virginia and all that stuff.
You're so stupid.
I know I am.
I'm sure you have some fans from there.
I got fans all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I got them all over the house. I got ceiling fans. I got, shit you plug in. No, go ahead. OnlyFans. Go ahead.
And then I'm in Jackpot, Nevada.
Yeah.
June 16th, 17th at the Bonkers, Jackpot, Nevada. That's not
awesome.
That's a small little place up in northern Nevada, bordered with Idaho. So that's a casino gig. And then I'm just doing ships after that. I do a lot of ships from now to the end of the year. And I got pockets in there where every now and then I'll go up at the Ha-Ha.
Ha-Ha's dope.
Or I'll try to get up at the Improv. Trying to get more up at the Improv. Trying to get more love at the Laugh Factory. The Comedy Store I've kind of put way behind me because the Comedy Store just seems like a hangout type of cliquish thing.
Much.
Or I get something really big on TV, and they're like, "Come on, come here, we'll let you on stage." So we'll see what happens. I was there the other night, and it was fun. It was good to be there, and I haven't done that in years. And I was there hanging out with my friend William. He's always the one going, "Come to the Comedy Store, hang out." And I said,
everybody hangs out over there.
Oh, but guess where I was at? I was at the Whiskey A Go Go, watching Robert Trujillo, the bassist from Metallica.
Oh shit.
And Cesar Soto, the guitarist from Ministry, jam session at the Whiskey A Go Go.
That's dope.
And I got to meet them and hang out with all these rock stars
and drink with them and shit.
Well, a lot of them don't drink, unfortunately. What? I was the only one drinking, like, and they're like, oh,
let me play.
I'm trying to earn a chip, man. Come on.
And the bum get a crumb.
Yeah. And so a lot of them are off the the liquor. And as they should, because they're rock stars. They've
been there, done that.
They can write books compared to what I compared to what I could dream of doing, man. These guys, doing a lot, and so I got to hang out with them. That was fun. Thanks to my sister Jessica. My sister Jessica is the partner in crime of Caesar Soto, the guitarist for Ministry. So my sister's dating the guitarist for Ministry. There,
nice. You got good taste, huh?
we got good family. We got family. It's fun, man. It's fun.
Yeah, so you got a busy schedule. That's what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing to see. You know, you grinding. You've always been grinding ever since I known you. So
you know, I'm gonna say something really quick. When the last time I did a 3-minute at the Comedy Store, Earl Skackle brought me up. Earl, you know Earl Skackle. He's a big time comedian there in the Comedy Store. Everybody loves him. He was bringing up guys and fucking calling them out. This guy's looking, you know, this guy's a toothless whatever. This guy's a hairless
fucking
whatever.
car broke down in the parking lot.
Yeah, this guy. And then I was like, oh fuck,
he's gonna get my ass.
I said, what the fuck's he's gonna say about me? You know, like fuck, I don't know Earl that well, you know, whatever. And he brought me up as this guy is one of the hardest working comedians I've seen out there.
Yeah,
and then when he said it, this was like 3 years ago, I'll be honest. When he said it, I said to myself, you know, I said, wow. I said, I didn't think Earl would see me that way, but that's dope. And so
that's how everybody sees you.
And so all you comedians out there, to be honest with you, it's the little achievements that you're doing that people do see. And you just have to be patient and keep building that brick wall, keep building that brick house, keep building that career that you're building, and just layer after layer, understand that eventually people are noticing and somebody will say it. And I've done it with Juan Cias. You know Juan Cias out in the Inland Empire, the guy who works at a mortuary and does all his experience of working in a mortuary, brings it into comedy, which was hilarious. I never seen the guy before. Damn. This past Wednesday at the Ontario Improv, I said, I want you on the show. You know why? Because after I finished the show, a fan of his came up to me and said, hey, I think you're funny, but also you got to look at this guy.
Damn, I think one person
and
to get him on.
When a fan comes up to me and wants to turn me on to somebody, they're not a comedian.
Yeah,
they're an actual,
you're seeing it from the fan point of view.
A citizen of regular life, you know. They
whether he was or not. Yeah,
they bring to me. They say, "You want this guy? Trust me."
Damn.
And then I was looking at some clips here and then. I go, "Okay," and I reached out to him. I never met him in person. I said, "I want you on this show." Because somebody said that you know, and so I put more value on the fan than I do on anything on your views or anything.
Putting him out.
And sure enough, he did great.
Damn.
And sure enough, he brought people too, which helped me, you know, and sure enough, it just all did. It was really great. And I never met the guy until that night.
It took one fan.
And I went up to him and I said, bro, finally nice to meet you. You're on my show.
Sick.
You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, he's a guy that puts more into his craft instead of the yappity yap yap outside.
Yep.
He puts more into his act and his jokes and that's the comedian I like, because that's who I am. I put into my act, I put into my show to bring you out and to let you talk about me to other people. Because another thing I get from comedians is, hey, you don't do what a lot of other people do.
Like, why would I?
Like you're not doing the same thing that other people do. You kind of do what you're about. You know what exactly. You're about, which is pretty neat. And you know,
but like, well, next week I'm gonna do what you're about, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
That's why when somebody comes up to you, that's why all you people who are not comedians, you cannot give us jokes because we don't live through those eyes. We don't live through that. We don't feel it. And so when you
stay in your lane, motherfucker.
I got a good joke for you. You know, no, go up on a mic and you tell it.
Yeah, they want to say that. Say, oh, I gave him that joke.
Yeah,
I told him that joke.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that I think it's a bad joke. It's just I can't feel it. I'm not feeling it.
Right.
And the only things that come out of me are things that I can feel, because that's how I was taught. To be honest with you, is to stick with what you feel.
That's what's up.
And the reality, the truth, and all that.
My boy right here dropping motherfucking gems, y'all.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Rick is dropping gems on you guys. That's some real shit. Real shit. Y'all peep game. So all you comedians, that doesn't just pertain to comedians. Anybody that's working towards their craft in general.
Thank you.
Me, I took some shit into consideration, you know, like maybe I should shut the fuck up sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I should get my craft down, you know, craft macaroni and cheese, because I'm hungry as fuck. But
I'm glad that you and I had never gotten into it.
Like, never.
Like we just met once.
I would have been, remember me? Sit down in the hot seat.
So you're saying I talk too much shit? I wasn't there that night.
Roast session with Dr. Dandruff and Rick
You should do
Izquieta.
Tony Kill Tony's.
Tony Hinchcliffe. Shout out
Yeah.
my boy
Why
Tony
did you do-
Hinchcliffe, man. Because he's in Houston. He's in San
Oh, he's
Antonio.
not here
Yeah, he's in San Antonio.
Don't they do it at the store still? Don't they do some of that
Nah,
stuff?
he's out there now. You know? Yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe's he's a funny guy. You know, I fuck with him. He's funny.
I know Tony. Like I'm sure.
David Lucas, all them motherfuckers.
Oh,
Yeah. Shout out David Lucas.
I started out with David. David's a wonderful guy, man.
Yeah,
All
he's
those
dope.
guys going through that roast channels is beautiful. To me, it's beautiful.
That's what
because
I'm a product of. Yeah.
it's all a channel. It's all. Oh, you were on roast battle.
Yeah, I was on
yes.
roasting. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. That's such an asshole thing to do. By the way,
Dr. Dandruff.
just bring it up like 40 minutes into the interview.
Nah, we're good. We're
No,
good.
that's awesome, bro.
It's not about me. It's about you, Mr. Ray.
No, but how was that experience?
It was cool. It was cool.
And who did you go up against? Did you win, lose?
No,
I don't know.
no, the roast battle is a little different. I'm on another platform that's just as big with Russell Simmons that he used to own.
But you also did something at the Haha for a while, didn't you?
I've been to the Haha, but I mean, like performance wise, like
No, didn't you do like a roast battle thing with somebody? Like try to produce a show there?
no, I was
Oh.
gonna do I did like a venue, but it wasn't at the
I
Haha.
wasn't okay.
Yeah,
There's
so
another
it's like yeah. I mean, but me more. I'm more of a. I try to stand up game. It's rough. Stand up comedy is rough.
It
man.
is.
Like I mean,
It is.
to hear your journey and to see where you're at now, booked all year, it's a beautiful thing because it's hard work, man. You
Yeah.
know, all the free shows you got to do. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to hustle. You know, nowadays the kick could just get like. What do you think about the Ralph Barbosa? With George Lopez? What's your intake on that? Let's just dive.
Ralph is my friend.
Let's dive into that.
Yeah, well, Ralph is my friend. I love Ralph. I did a gig with him in San Antonio.
Okay.
And so Ralph, when I saw that, you got to understand that I've kind of been through the grind as a Latino comedian, hearing that George Lopez doesn't help Latino comedians. And so that's all I heard.
Right.
And so I don't know it for a fact, but that's all I heard.
Mhm.
And when you look at George Lopez's history and you see what he's done, he's really not helped a lot of Latino.
But do you think he
communities.
should help?
I think people to their own, they can do whatever they want.
Sure.
I think when you get a certain power to help, you can. Like if I got his power, like all of a sudden the Izquieta show.
Yeah, you got your own
on,
shit.
on
Yeah.
NBC, the Izquieta show. It's like I would probably look towards my Latino brothers that I've worked with in comedy and say, you know what, I've noticed your writing.
Mhm.
You know, come on board. I
Yeah.
would probably try and focus in that direction. And because I focus in that direction, doesn't knock out the black guy, or doesn't knock out the white guy, doesn't knock out the Asian guy. You know, it's just something that, you know, you have to do to find the essence of that, what your ideas are.
Right.
Because I'm not going to hire Skip, Scott, and Matt to write El Izquieta show. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And so that to me is my take. I don't know if that's true, if he has no Latinos on board.
Right.
I don't know, but that's all I hear from the Latino comedians. You know, all the way to Paul Rodriguez had an issue with him. And Paul Rodriguez isn't, to me, Paul Rodriguez
been doing it damn near just as long, if not longer.
To me, Paul is el mero mero.
Yeah,
you know, Paul is el mero mero because my dad had a club in Silver Lake called El Caché in the 80s, in the late 80s. I'm in the ice house.
Yeah. I'm
in the ice house in the green room. And I go to Paul Rodriguez. I met him for the first time. I said, "Hey, Paul, my dad had a club in Silver Lake because he had you for a weekend one time. Caché." He goes, "Oh, I remember your dad." I go, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like this was like late 80s. Really, you remember my dad? And he goes, "Yeah, I remember your dad." He goes, "I remember because he paid me so much."
Damn.
And I was like, "Oh, my dad was an idiot." You know, like at that time, he was paying too much to the artist.
Right.
And that's how there's another story. My dad ended up losing all his business flying back to Ecuador. My dad was rich, had 2 houses in Las Feliz. He was a millionaire. There's another show, dude. So I talk about it on Felipe's podcast, and I got a lot of
remember
feedback.
that show.
I got a lot of feedback from people saying about, "Oh, your dad's club. I remember your dad's club, El Caché in Silver Lake, right?
Nice.
And so I go to Paul, oh, my dad, and he goes, oh, he paid me 10 grand.
Damn, 10 grand?
Exactly.
You got paid out.
Late 80s. And I go, fuck, you just call my dad like
I did 20 minutes to give you 10 grand.
10 grand. And then I go, oh, I took a picture with him and I immediately walked outside into the alley, called my dad.
You dumb.
I called my dad and I said, hey, Dad, look, I'm sending you a picture. I just met with this guy. You booked him at the Cachet. And he goes, who is that? He goes, I don't know who that is.
But you gave 10 grand.
I go, you gave him 10 grand, you fucking idiot. And so this is where you went wrong. You paid the artist. That's why everybody loved you, because you paid him so much money and then you didn't leave any behind for you. And everything,
Generous guy. I love it.
But to me, Paul is in mero.
Me too.
Before George, Paul is in mero. And then, if Paul is going to say something, because I've worked with Paul. Paul's a great guy. And he may have his own kind of world that he's
he
in,
does, yeah. His house is crazy.
But he looks at me, talks to me. He's a cool guy. I've never met George. I've never met him, so I can't really say he's an asshole. I can't really say that.
Yeah.
But fuck, a lot of people.
He had some truth though. He's like, this is my podcast. Like, why you keep bringing this guy up? I don't know who the fuck he is.
I totally.
He could hustle his own self.
I look. I totally feel your pain there because it's your podcast here.
Yeah.
Totally feel you. But you're not George.
True.
You're not George.
Yeah.
And so being George Lopez,
That's true.
I would, if I was George Lopez, I would take care of that name a little bit more.
True.
Not Ralph, George Lopez.
Yeah.
I would take care of that.
Because people are gonna look at you like, oh yeah, you just obnoxious motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it looked.
As already people kind of have been.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I would see this opportunity, but what I notice, this is what I could be wrong, George. I could be wrong, but it looked like he had maybe 12 of these when he said that.
Yeah, he was a little.
And so when you have 12 of these, more personal information comes out.
Right.
And the whole, who the fuck do I care who that guy is?
Yeah,
who the
you're
fuck,
right.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
like it just shows like, well. Yeah, who the fuck is
you're
that?
Cool,
guy?
but I don't want to drink around you.
But yeah, but you're being the like drunk asshole right now. And I don't know, it could have may not been. But if you watch it, there's a lot of slurring.
Yeah, there is.
And it's like, dude, that sucks.
It's sloppy, yeah.
That sucks that you're not taking care of your Maserati. Because that's how I would see my name.
That's his brand.
If Rick Izquieta was George Lopez, the name I have to take care of now. And that to me is a bad business move. That's all. You can let your heart go out and pour out all you want. On the Dr. Dandruff show, of course, because you're Dr. Dandruff and you're still climbing up. But if you're George Lopez, you don't want that, you don't want that thing to fall. To me, a better business move. That's why he apologized the next day.
If you're gonna say something, just fucking stand on it. Like, I ain't apologizing for shit, even if you know you're in the wrong.
He apologized because he realized it was a bad business fucked up.
Move. Yeah,
it was a bad business move.
It was.
This is a business, guys.
Yeah.
This is like this is a business, right? So we have to fucking, we have to fucking do this shit, man.
Yeah,
and we have to kind of polish it up, and we have to take care of it. I get a lot of girls that flirt, and then I think of Chris D'Elia, and I think to myself, fuck, dude, I watched that video. I go to my room. I say, okay, bye. I go, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Excuse me. And they just go, because they're young, and I don't know. Right. They're 24, they're 25, 26. But I've even had girls hold on, this is a crazy funny story on the ship. And I've been trying to work on it lately. But there's a 17-year-old girl that came up to me just because she wanted to go in the adult show. And she goes, I want to go to your show. And she was with her friend. And then I go, how old are you? She goes, 17, but I turn 18 in 2 months. Yeah. And then I go, oh, the family show's tomorrow at 7:30. It's 18 and under. And she goes, yeah, but I want to go to your adult show. And I go, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Sorry. Like, where's your mom? Like, why don't you talk to your parents? Like, why do you come to me? like, fuck, I'm not going to, if I get fired if I do this shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I go, have you watched the Chris D'Elia video? Fucking stay away from me, bitch. Can you fucking keep 6 feet away? Fucking, and all this, I want to go to your show. I want to go to your show. And then I'm like, bitch, like, no, not bitch. I didn't call it bitch, but I just said, I don't know. You guys figure it out. Whatever. And then the next day she goes, I tried to sing your show. I stuck it and then they kicked me out. I go,
I had no control over that.
But the weird part is I can tell the girl is under 21.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like I can tell the girl's under 21. So all these problems he's having with girls under 21. I'm like, fix your glasses?
Yeah, I didn't see.
Can't you not tell, dude? And so when I see that, I'm like,
they're full of shit. Yeah,
I go, no, you have to I gotta go to the bath. I gotta get out. I don't talk to them a long time. I don't get close to them. And then I had another girl come up to me. She was 24. And she came up to me and she was a very independent girl, owns her own house, blah, 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 blah. All things. And I had a decent conversation with her, much like people say you can't be friends with a girl. I had a decent conversation, respected her. She had a conversation with me. I don't know if she wanted something from me, but I could talk. But she told you she had her own house and everything, got a nice business. I think she wanted something from you. I know. Ever since I have my lady making me be a better man,
right?
I can have decent conversations and go my own way. And the animal that the nature in me that my dad instilled in me, kind of I've worked on. I've trained that animal, and I've been really a good boy.
You tamed it.
I've been really a good boy, and I thank my lady because she's kind of you think about it, you go, I want to go home, to somebody right. And I'm not religious anymore. I was religious before. I was religious before, but I'm not religious anymore. And so I don't think about, is it sin? Is it whatever? No, I don't. I think about, hey, just be a good person to somebody else who's being a good person to you. That's it.
That's all that matters. Dropping gems once again, yo.
The yin and yang of life. Be good to others.
Balance,
others
baby,
will be
balance.
good to you. And then be careful of others, because there's always, those sharks out there that are coming around trying to bite you,
That's what's good. We have one more question, y'all, before we get up out of here. Let's do it, Rick.
This was fun.
Ready?
By the way.
Thank you, brother. We got one more question. We got, who are your top 5 comedians?
Can I call a what's the emergency line to my parents? Dad, who are the 35? I have to say, wow, it takes me back to childhood. That those were the good days. I go Richard Pryor. I said them. Richard Pryor, George Carlin, and Eddie Murphy were just
top 3.
Top 3 guys for me, because it was just my generation, and their reality of life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Willie Barcena's in that top 5. Fuck you, Willie. I'm not saying Willie Barcena, but the guy's really close up there. If there was like a top 20, because he's a great writer, and I saw him do his work, like daily, and I would see him really work at it. It was wonderful.
So Willie got your vote for
like in the top 20,
right now,
in the top
like
20.
right now that are, I'm saying, like, I mean, as far as that, like as far as that, like that are not like A1 list, like A list,
absolutely, sure. Like a lot of people don't know his name. I run into people and say, Willie, I don't know him, but he does have a fan base too, and he's pulling.
Shout out Willie on some real stuff.
Yeah, he's a great writer. He's a great writer, but he pisses a lot of people off.
As he should,
and he pisses a lot of people off, and then that's what he's also known for. And he does well at that. He thinks I'm mad at him. I'm not. I think of him as a good friend. I just can't work with that wild stallion, because he's really
aggressive.
He's a lot of work, but I love the guy. He's a good friend. I love his family, his kids. I met them. They're wonderful people. His kids play baseball. They're really good, and just became really good, close to him as a friend like that. Right. We haven't talked to each other in a while, and maybe should, but we're both very busy. Both, it happens.
Reach out, Willie. You hear him?
Yeah. No, it's cool, man. I should reach out to him. Honestly, I should reach out to him. But my other 2 comedians have to be Dave Chappelle's one up there.
Shout out Dave Chappelle.
With Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Dave Chappelle, and
who's getting the last?
Yeah, who's getting that last?
Who's getting
spot,
the last
man?
spot? And you'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a more current guy. Okay, Yeah, I'm gonna go with a more current guy that's got my attention a lot in the last 10 years, and that's Brian Regan.
Brian Regan got it.
Oh yeah, he makes me laugh all the time. And then there's Ian Bagg. Ian Bagg's another guy who's just great. So
they're sharing seats in
yeah,
F5.
Yeah, and these guys are comedian.
Nice.
So they like where we finally get entertained, because in all honesty, when we're in their rooms all the time,
I already heard it all.
Yeah,
Like,
we see comedians, we're like, okay, I heard this one, I feel that, oh, this is a different angle, oh, that's pretty interesting. Those guys always gave that different angle.
That's what's up, man. It's been a pleasure, my boy. I'm glad you even stopped by.
Yeah,
thank you so much, man. I know you've been a busy guy, and you be safe out there on the on the seas and shit. I know you do a lot of shows on cruise ships and shit. So
look for me out there on the ocean, Bahamas and Jamaica and the fucking Mexico.
Where could everybody find you, my boy?
My last name is very difficult, so I'll help you guys with that. It's spelled. I mean, even Dr. Dandruff spelled it wrong at the beginning.
I did. I ain't gonna lie.
But if you look at it, it's IZ is, and then the word quiet, right?
Which he's really not. He's really not that quiet.
And then exactly. I'm not that quiet. And then A, IZ quiet A. So IZ quiet A. And so that's the only thing, is that you got to remember, you put that out there, and then comedian, you'll find me. Now everybody's like, oh, change your name, it's too hard. I can't.
So that's the best place, or you got Instagram and all that. Just Google you better.
Yeah, Rick Izquieta. The best place really would be going to Linktree and look up Rick Izquieta, because I have all my schedule and all my Instagram, all my Facebook, all my TikTok, everything, and I put Twitter, and I put something different on all of them. So if you only follow Twitter, you're screwed. You're not gonna get the other stuff. If you only follow TikTok, you're screwed. You're not gonna get. So you gotta follow me on all of them. I put different shit in all of it, and and that's just how I do it. It's a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of work, yeah. Hey, real talk. We had Rick Izquieta in the building, y'all. We up out of here, man. We up out of here.
Yeah.
On the Dandruff Show, we came, we saw, we conquered, y'all. We up out of here. Check us out tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. We got Kanisha Webster coming in here, man. Another stand-up comedian, dope lady, man. I can't wait. Y'all stay tuned on some real shit. Subscribe to the brother. Subscribe to Rick. Follow him. Get his link tree. Get all that shit. His LinkedIn, his fucking his POF, all that shit. Get all that. Plenty of fish.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we up out of here, y'all. We came, we saw, we conquered. We out, y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody in the comments. Sorry I didn't get to read y'all, but I'll catch y'all up. Thank you.
Oh shit, there were comments?
Yeah.